Okay, so the reason why I was gone tomorrow was because I was at my friend's party because yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday to my best friend, by the way, because I'm recording this on her birthday. But basically there is one warning in this chapter. It is just Zenitsu. Yep. But anyways, let's get on. Your heart wouldn't stop beating, and no, it wasn't because of love but anxiety. Today was the first day of school after the new year, and you were headed to school. There was a certain someone you didn't want to meet. You felt like you couldn't breathe. You felt suffocated. The memories that had happened flashed in your mind. You put a hand to your chest. Calm down, Yin, you whispered, trying not to have a breakdown in the middle of the street. You started breathing heavily as you could see the school gate. You froze as you stood there. Yin? A familiar voice spoke out. You jumped as you looked around to see Kojiro. You let out a sigh of relief. Oh my god, you scared me. Good morning, Kojiro. You greeted him and gave him a small professional smile. He stared at you. You couldn't read his blank expression. He then let out a smile. My apologies, Yin. I didn't mean to scare you. He chuckles. By the way, how was your break? He asked. My break? Your voice trails off as you couldn't find any excuse or lie to tell him. Kojiro soon noticed your trembling hands. He held it. You flinched. Kojiro? You called out his name, confused. Your hands? It's cold. And I don't think it's from the winter, he thought. Your hand was trembling, so I thought of warming it up, he replied. Oh, thanks, you replied. Even though it was a little bit weird of him to do that, you didn't feel uncomfortable. But it was a little awkward to let Kojiro hold your hand, but he didn't mind it. You didn't have any problems with it. The two of you were finally in front of the school gate. The nervousness pulls the pit of your stomach. You unknowingly squeeze Kojiro's hand tighter. You didn't even want to meet with Muzan, Zenitsu, and Inosuke. Yin, Kojiro called out your name. You hummed in response as you turned to him. He gave you a assuring smile. Should I walk you to your class? He asked. Yeah, thanks. You replied, you definitely need someone with you, especially since Ami and Melanie won't be back for another week. Kojiro hated seeing you like this. He's pissed that the others don't have the patience or self-control he had. How dare they do these things to you? Things you don't even want. He vowed that he, along with Senjo, would watch over you. As soon as you ran into their arms, they will never, ever let you go. Time skip. Fuck. You cursed under your breath. It was PE time, and boy, did you wish that Inosuke wasn't there. Luckily, you hadn't seen Zenitsu, Inosuke, and even Muzan. It allowed you to relax and breathe a little. You stared at... I almost said Kojiro. You stared at Gitaru. Why the fuck did this man make me run 300 fucking miles? I'm sweating, I'm tired, and I feel filthy. Fuck, I should have brought a towel. Why didn't I forget it? You thought? Gitaru soon caught you staring. You slowly looked away, hoping he didn't find it weird. I caught you, you little shit. I can feel your glare from a mile away, he spoke, as he walked towards you. What? You only ran like 3 times and you're that tired? Fucking pathetic. Kokoshiba would have done something far worse, but too bad he's absent. I keep saying Kojiro. Gitaru added, Sir, did you get paid to bully me or something? You hissed. He rolled his eyes. I wish I was paid, but no, I'm doing this for free, he replied. Big talk for a guy that's jealous of his sister's boyfriend, you rumbled. Okay, first of all, Blake, that motherfucking, is a devil incarnated. I hate him with every fiber of my fucking being. I can't believe he's stealing my sister from me. The fucking I fucking hate him. With his cool hair, charming voice, and fashion sense. What the fuck does he have that I don't? Gitaru roared, and you stared at him in shock. Are you secretly in love with Blake or something? You asked. He quickly did an extracted puking noise. Fuck, I think I'm going to throw up just by the thought of that, he mumbled. Why the fuck are you alone again anyways? Don't you have friends? He asked. Why? Are you considered? You asked. Pfft, I get paid to look after you lousy fucks. Think of it as therapy getting paid to listen to you, he replied. Wow, thank you, sir, for looking after my well-being, you sarcastically told him. He then stared at you. He gave you a hard pat on the back. You looked at him confused. Is that your way of comforting some? You were cut off by him. God damn it, you little shit. Stop punching each other. Use a weapon instead of you stupid fucks, he shouted as he headed towards the two students who were fighting each other. You watched him stop the fight, but then something cuts you off from that. Ian, a familiar voice called out your name, and you turned around to see Gil. Oh, hi, Gil, you greeted him, and he handed you a clean towel. Oh, thanks. You thanked him as you started to wipe off your sweat. All that running made me made me wet. Holy shit, you commented. From the sweat, he asked. You nodded. Thanks for the towel. I'll wash this before returning it to you, you told him. There's no need. I'll just wash it myself. He reassured you. No, I refuse your refusal. I'll wash it, you replied. You don't have to. I have a washing machine at home anyways. He definitely wasn't going to give up that towel. All right, everyone. Go take a bath. You all smell like shit. Oh my god. I can't say his name. Gitaru spoke out. You were caught off guard by Gyu snatched the towel off your hands. Oh no, weird thoughts. All of that sweat, all of that scent. I'll touch myself at the thought of you. He thought, getting excited over that thought. Ooh. Your eyes widened as your mouth opened to speak. You were cut off by Gitaru, though. Yin, why are you just standing there? Go and take a shower like everybody else, he scolded you. You turned to him, sorry. Yes, sir, I will just... Your voice trailed off as you saw you walking away. You hesitated to move for a moment, but then you sighed. Whatever, I hope he doesn't think I smell bad, you thought, a little self-conscious about your smell. You headed to the girls' locker room to grab your towel and clothes. As you were headed there, you were stopped by someone. Ian, a familiar voice spoke out. You turned to see Senjiro. You gave him a smile. Oh, hello, Senjiro, you greeted him. Hi, he rumbled through the bag he had. He took out your favorite snacks. I just wanted to give you these since, you deserve it, he spoke out. Your eyes shined out of hunger. Thanks, Senjiro. I honestly don't know what I did to deserve this, you chuckled. Well, I better get going. I need to take a bath. I feel so stinky and dirty, you added as you continued to head to the girls' locker room. He grabbed your wrist and you raised an eyebrow and looked at him. Senjiro's facial expression was a hint of panic. Your gut told you to keep talking to him, so you did. I heard you fell off the stairs and injured your leg. Where was that exactly? He asked. Well, it was at the second floor, you replied. Does it still hurt? He added. Not anymore, though. It was painful to walk. It was easy to ignore, but the doctor said it's 80% healed, you informed him, his eyes looking at who was behind you. Zenitsu, Shinjiro thought as he glared at him. You think Akemi and I weren't aware of your disgusting plan, he thought in disgust as he watched him leave the girls' locker room. Zenitsu glared back at him with his teeth grit. Senjiro, is someone behind me? You were about to turn around, but he was quick to stop you. No worries, I was just spacing out, he reassured you. Right, these two are a hindrance. I need to do something about them, Zenitsu thought, annoyed as he walked away. Yin, once we have you, I'll secure you inside our house to make sure no harm comes your way. Senju thought. You must want to take a bath already, Senju commented. Yeah, I feel like shit, honestly. Well, let's talk later, you told him, as he only replied with a nod. Senju let out a sigh of relief as he made sure that you were safe. God did. He feels so restless. He knows how willing all of them were to have a taste of you, and he hated it. Why couldn't you just willingly go with him and his brother? They'd protect you. They'd take care of you. They'd make you happy. Yin, Sanjiro mumbled. Time skip. So, you want to eat lunch together? You asked. Michio nodded. The two of you were on the rooftop, and you were peacefully eating your lunch alone. That is, until Michio came. He quickly sat down next to you, making sure the two of you were close. So, what do you have for lunch? You asked. Some slivered dakion with miso sauce, he replied as he glanced at your lunchbox. Your lunch was rice with a sunny-side-up egg. I woke up late, so I only had time to cook this, you commented. He stared at you before putting some of his food into your lunchbox. Oh, Moo, there's no need to, you told him. I insist, he replied. Please, Mew, I hate Dakukan. I think that's how you say it, Dakukan or something. You thought, thanks, you mumbled as you tried to take a bite, trying to hide your pure facial expression. Lunch was quiet. The two of you quickly ate lunch without saying another word. It didn't feel awkward for Mitra, though, as your presence was enough to quench his boredom. As soon as the two of you were finished eating, he placed his head against your shoulder. Give me your hand, he demanded. You gave him your hand without any thought. You could feel his fingers play with your hand, pressing it, massaging it. He did all kinds of things. You didn't mind it, though, because you thought of him as a child and nothing more. You flinched as you feel his hands hold yours. Why are you holding my hand? You asked. Why, I can't? He asked. No, it's just a little weird, you awkwardly chuckle. It isn't for me since I love you anyways, he replied. Your eyes widened as you frantically tried to let go of his hand. What do you mean? You asked. I love you. In a way where I want to marry you, have kids, be yours and you'd be mine. To point that I want to... He was cut off by the bell. Oh, looks like it's time for class. You wiggled your hand out of his. You were quick to leave as he only watched you. He was confused as to why you suddenly ran away. He was being honest with his feelings. Isn't that what you wanted? Ooh, another time skip. You hurriedly walked home. Today was weird. You got confused by Michio, Gyu, and with them being weird. Along with Senjo, it all felt so wrong. And although you were happy you didn't encounter Zenitsu, Muzan, and Inosuke, you had a bad feeling about this. Fuck, Blake, when are you coming back? You mumbled as you clenched the hem of your shirt to try and ease your anxiety. You felt like even more on edge because of this day. You just didn't know what to do anymore. Ani-chan, a voice spoke out. You turned around to see Ryu. Rui. You felt a little revealed to see him as you felt as if you could find comfort in his presence. You were quick to notice that box that he had in his hands. Rui, aren't you supposed to be in school at this hour? Wait, where are your guards? You asked, confused. There's no need to think of that, Yin. I have a gift for you. He excitedly spoke out as he handed you a box. You frowned your eyebrows, confused as to what his gift might be. This better be money, he joked as he only giggled. Your heart dropped as he saw what was inside. Do you like it? Rui asked as his eyes shined in a hopeful manner, waiting for the number of praises you'd give him. Okay, so this chapter is pretty short, so I'm just going to read it here. But basically, there's a warning of trauma, sexual assaults, and more trauma. But anyways, here we go. The tranter looked up at you and looked exactly like brother. Even seeing it shaking its little booty, and you let out a small chuckle. You never thought that there'd be another tranter like him. Oh, Yin, little did you know. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, you chanted in your thoughts. Do you like it? He asked. Yeah, thank you, Rui, you replied. You can name him Brother, he suggested. Nah, Brother Junior it is. You chuckled as you pat his head. Thank you, Rui. I mean it. I really needed this. You thanked him yet again, but he didn't reply as he only stared at you with not-so-innocent eyes, wanting more of your affection. You then opened your arms for him. Come here, Rui. His eyes lightened up with excitement. If he had a tail, it would be wagging right now. He didn't hesitate to embrace you, wrapping his arms tightly around you. You thought of Rui as your child, and you were thankful that you could count on him for comfort. Oh, Ian, if only you knew. You then slowly pulled away from him. Do you want to go to McDonald's and buy some chicken nuggets? It'll be my treat, you giggled. Yes, please, Rui spoke out. Before we go, how did you even get here? You asked as Brother Junior climbed up your neck and rested on top of your head. I told my driver to come here. We can use my car to go to McDonald's, he suggested. All right then, let's go. You spoke out as you grabbed his hand. A small blush formed on his cheeks. Rui couldn't hold out his excitement. You were giving him so much affection. And he loves it. Time skip. Yin, a voice whispered as you looked around to see no one. Where the hell am I? You mumbled. Yin. The voice called out your name again. Who are you? You were cut off by a familiar voice. Did you really think you could forget what I did to you? Your breath hitched. You could feel your blood turning cold. You knew that voice. You knew the venomous tone, showing cockiness and narcissistic in his words. You didn't even care to say a word or call out his name. Don't you ignore me, he threatened, your breath becoming rapid as you started panicking. Invisible hands all over your body. You frantically tried removing them, wheezing and panting. You couldn't form words to say. It was just like that day, that disgusting, that fear, the anger that you felt. Tears started to roll down your cheeks. Stop, you stuttered. You gasped as you felt his lips on your neck. If you stop being a bitch and stop ignoring me, I'll consider it. He spoke out. You should remember who you belong to, Yin, Muzan added. Your eyes shot open. You were gasping for air as you couldn't breathe, screaming in audible words. You were panicking. You could feel the cold sweat trickle down your neck as tears rolled down your cheeks. You felt like you were dying over how painful it was, mentally and physically. You felt eight small legs desperately tap your leg, trying to calm you down. Your eyes lingered to Brother Junior. Even though it was dark, you could see that he was worried about you. Breathe in, you thought, as you tried to inhale and exhale. You could feel Brother Junior walking towards you and laying on your chest. You put your focus on him as you tried to breathe. You felt a little proud and thankful of Brother Junior as he managed to make you calm down a little bit. I know you can't understand me, but God, I'm so grateful for you, you spoke out. You only had him for less than a day, but he already cares so much about you, and it warmed your heart. You were about to speak, but stopped as you felt like vomiting. You quickly but gently grabbed a hearty ache, I think that's what I say, and placed him, an arachnid, oh my God, and placed him onto your bed. You got out of bed and sprinted to the bathroom. You opened the bowl and started puking your guts out. As soon as you finished, you wiped your mouth as you tiredly rested your back to the wall, staring blankly at the ceiling. What the hell did I do to deserve this? You questioned the game gods, as a tear slipped down your cheek.